All right, we are headed into the unfinished basement. I got some lights down here currently. Not wired in, but you know, I do have wiring down here that I did way back when I was finishing the house, and never quite completed this area. See, it's just waiting for a light fixture right there, and another one right there, and two receptacles, and another one right there. Like it's wired up for lights and things. I just need to, you know, finish it up. All right, where to start on this? I feel like that's trash. We're gonna start there. What's trash? I have 1, 2, 3 backpacks for Odelia. There's probably a 4th around here just for cheer, and I imagine that they're filled with cheer stuff. Food that needs to get put on a shelf, excess canning supplies. Let's just get started. I'm just going to time lapse this coming up here for a minute and at least clear this out. We want to move the shelves over to here so that we're not going back deeper into the dungeon to find the food, and it's right here, and hopefully less dropping happens. So most of this ended up not being trash, but there was still a few things like boxes and a lot of camping gear that needed consolidating. Tons of sleeping bags. Like, we're always looking for a sleeping bag. I probably found 12 while I was down here for various different climates. A lot of this is also extra clothes that Redrick has grown out of, but we're still good enough that we can pass them on down to Jack. Lots of extra linens that no one's looked at in years. So mostly just going to get this spot clean and move a few shelves over and start my way, working my way over. This may get changed several times. I got half gallons here. I was putting them on the top, decided to not put them up on the top. I do need to come in and wire these, so I want to be able to get to this stuff up here. So probably won't stack too much higher than that. And probably will move things over so that they're not like right here in the corner. But for now, we're going to stuff stuff into the corner. These jars here are empty quart jars. I had to go get some new ones. These ones here are not empty, and I find that we eat stuff better if we can see it and see the dates on it. So I'm going to put it out on the shelf, and we will go from there. I'm going to try to not put too much heavy stuff on these plastic shelves, but so I might move these again and put empty jars up in here if we find more empty jars or cooking supplies and things. But for now, I'm probably going to swap these empty jars into this box. This box might just go away, and that way I know what I've got right here, because this is labeled, dated, and we can see it and be like, oh, that's where the tomato sauce is. Let's go grab that and eat it. I'll give you an angle from over here. Starting to get some things over on those shelves, but the idea is I'm gonna move some things off of shelves over to here, then I'll move more shelves over to this area. And I have a bunch of freeze-dried stuff. I gotta go get some more out of the pantry, because not only do we need to clean down here, the pantry is just like overloaded with stuff we've been canning all summer, and I need to get it down here so that it's out of the way so we can use the pantry like it normally gets used. So we got some pear butter. This is from 22. Some salsa verde from 22. Some tomatoes from 22. I don't know if I'm gonna hang on to these. They're not looking good. The jar, for whatever reason, when it was getting pressured, lost some water. I think these ones are just gonna go. They're from 22. They're not looking good on the top. I just had a can that was like that. That one, they were fine. So we're gonna eat those. These were hiding in here. I just looked at these. These are from 2012, so those are gonna go. We're not gonna eat that. We'll empty the jars, reuse them. But most of this is from 22, so we need to put this out front so that we can eat it. It's the next day. We had a big windstorm, and the walnut tree is dropping all kinds of walnuts. They're pretty good walnuts. Lots of meat. Pretty mild flavor, so I'm told. I kind of have a little walnut allergy. They make my gums swell up and get all tangly, so I don't really eat walnuts much, but we're gonna gather these up because there's lots of people in the fam that do like them. Throw these ones to the chickens. A lot of these are broken. It's probably been getting stepped on under the leaves. Okay, because I have project on top of project on top of project. It is almost 7 o'clock at night on a Monday, and we're gonna start doing these floors, and I'm gonna start numbering the trim where it goes. So number 1, and I'll have to come in and recalc and fill all this. This is number 1.
The reason why it has to be done this week is because I normally have my Christmas tree up November 1st because I have like brand deals and I need to do stuff. And we haven't put our Christmas tree up and it's November 13th. And next week is Zeb's birthday and Thanksgiving. So this floor is getting done this week so we can get started decorating for Christmas and enjoy the holidays.
It's inconsequential that it's my birthday. I'm gonna work the whole day and you know it.
It is an important day to me.
And I don't care, so I'll probably work. I worked until about 11 o'clock last night, and you know, it seems like a long time, but a lot of this was just getting this to work, going around the vent. It's gonna take a minute to go around all this stuff. You can see where the old flooring was. That's, I mean, this flooring's from 1917. It's the original floors in the house. We're gonna use it as a subfloor because there's not any subfloor underneath this, which is part of why it gets so cracked, and it's just old. It was pitted, it had like 3 layers of linoleum and carpet on the top of it when we purchased the home. And there was a wall here, so I had to put this transition in, and it was okay for a while. It's actually oak, but you can see it's just moved a lot with the rest of the floor. So hopefully, you know, it's going all right. I'm gonna work on it a couple hours here, a couple hours there, and a week we'll be done. Right? How do you love living in the mess?
I mean, I'm working with Cody on my lap. Picking cottage colors over here, chatting with Debbie, so.
Doing phone work?
Doing phone work. Well, I don't use a computer, I just use my phone.
Yeah, who has a computer anymore?
I know, right? That's why I have a, does anybody else have this? I have a callus.
A callus on your pinky finger?
On my pinky because of the way I hold my phone when I work, and I work pretty much all the time.
Cody, are you looking cute? How's your day going?
Yeah, I'm better now that Mom's home.
Yeah, we were gone a long time. Oak seconds to do this floor. It's the same that we used on the other edition when we put that in new a couple years ago. But it also means I can't lay it all out in a nice thin line and do it all at once because I got to piece in these little pieces here.
But it makes it look fun.
Yeah. These legs aren't structural, so I'm just going to use my oscillating saw to cut underneath them instead of changing the whole cabinet. This is the front of the sink, and it's going to work great to just cut right up under here. I'm using the board as my depth gauge, and so far this has worked on everything I've had to cut as far as trim and this current leg goes. All right, so we just drove all the way to Draper. It's about a 15-20 minute drive depending on traffic to get this little transition strip. I will show you what we're gonna do with this on the wood flooring, and Jamie got lunch.
Yeah, so we also went to Cafe Rio and I used my points for tostada, so I feel like, was it a waste? No, because there was lunch involved.
All right, this little strip here is what I've been waiting on to finish this transition. So I started here because of the way I wanted to run the floor. This is the highest traffic hallway, doorway, entryway in the entire house. And this fits up in here, but I've got a groove and a groove, and I need to fit this, it's called a spline. But essentially fit that in there. I gotta cut it down, and then I can put this transition in, and this part of the floor will be done. And then I gotta repaint and trim everything because gross. Well, that's tight. moved all the food storage over here. It's always interesting to me when we organize things. I think we have a lot, and then I'm like, oh, that's not as much as I thought. So we have some gaps in our food storage, some things we're missing, like rice, beans, and
oats, wheat. So what we're going to do is we're going to take inventory and make ourselves a list. We need some of the things we can pick up like at Costco or whatever. And then some of the things are not necessarily like have to have food storage items, but I don't really like to go to the grocery store in the winter. So things that we will eat throughout the winter, I'm going to stock up on. So that way, if I just have to send a kid to get like milk and fresh vegetables, then I don't have to leave the house.
Yeah, we've got some jars back here. These are some empties. Jamie's mom loves these sliced peaches, so we keep those around. Some convenience foods. I mean, we do not make everything from scratch. Every now and then we phone it in and we're like, hey kids, make yourself some mac and cheese or some cereal for dinner.
Yeah, at least a couple nights a week. Sorry guys if that breaks your
a lot of meals we do cook from scratch, and I'll be the first to tell you the kids are like, what do you mean you're not making dinner?
Yeah, but like when we're in the middle of a project, like right now, it's nice to have things that they can feed themselves.
Yeah, the kitchen is almost all the way closed. The sink and oven, you can still get to them, but
some of these boxes I don't even know what they are. Is this my rice cooker?
Yeah, that's your rice cooker.
That's my rice cooker.
We have a ton of appliances, cooking utensils type things, and this is the overflow for the stuff we use like once a year.
Yeah, there's no reason to have all this stuff upstairs if you're not going to be getting into it. It's not like it's that much of a walk down.
During the pandemic, Jamie couldn't find bleach, and then we did find it, and it's not going to go bad, but what are you going to do with it? We have like 20 gallons of bleach.
Supply of bleach. It's fine.
That's like a 20-year supply.
The best thing is we didn't really have a ton of food that was like overly expired. I was concerned about that. So we do have like a hit list of things we definitely need to eat this winter. So we'll get through that. And comment below if you guys want us to take you along with us to the store while we stock up on supplies to get our food storage where we want it to be.
All right, out of the dungeon of a basement. I still didn't get the lights done, project on top of project, but at least now you guys kind of have a good idea of what I'm up against to get lighting down there. It's all ran. We haven't even picked out light sconces that Jamie might be able to live with for a year or two.
Well, I think so many people won't start a project because they're just like, I'm never going to get it finished. But the reality is we are so much further along now the next time we have some time to get it going. And with that, we have the printer in the basement. We have our food storage organized. So now I can get the things I need for winter for the house.
It's right up front. It was way back in the back of that hole. And every time I sent a kid down to throw something down there, just ended up right in the middle of the walkway instead of up on a shelf. And I am going to blame the kids because I don't leave stuff down in the middle of the walkway. So it wasn't me.
It could have been me. But here's the thing. If you store food and you did not organize it, you are wasting money. Right now we know with inflation, the prices are going up. And while I'm not worried about completely running out of food or whatever, I also do want to spend money where I want to spend money. And I don't want to waste money on food. So hopefully this encourages you to organize your food storage, take inventory of it, get ready for the winter if you're somewhere where it gets cold and you need to possibly have food for a few days if you can't get out of the house. And if you guys like this video, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button because we have more fun videos coming.
Yeah, how will you know that we're going to go food shopping?